Well, joining us now to talk about something I think a lot of people don't like to talk about is Frank Grove from St. Joseph Cemetery in Appleton. Nice to meet you, Frank.
You too, Amy.
Well, tell us a little bit about your background and how you got into being president of St. Joseph Cemetery.
I was born and raised in Appleton, and then went to school in Oshkosh, and was a police officer for 28 years. During that time, well, previously my grandfather had been involved in the cemetery, my father, and then I was asked to be on the board of directors when my father passed away and fill his spot, and then eventually came up to, they asked me to be the president of the cemetery. And I had worked out there during my youth, during my high school and college. That was my summer job, and so I had 7 years of experience working out there, plus being on the board. So that gave me some background in going forward with the cemetery.
We've got some pictures that we want to show you of the cemetery itself. You say you like to think of it as a sunny place, a beautiful place.
Right. It's a place where when I speak with people right after a funeral, I talk about coming back and having the good memories. That don't think of all the sad times, and death is a sad, stressful time, but when you do come back to the cemetery, come back with good memories and the good thoughts of your loved one.
Where is the cemetery exactly?
It's near Ballard in Wisconsin, about the 1100 block of North Ballard in Appleton, so the northeast area of Appleton.
So convenient to get to, but yet it looks incredibly peaceful.
It is. It's along the Fox River. We're bordered by Monte Alverno Retreat Center, and on the other side is Riverside Cemetery. So I'll say our campus area is really quiet and peaceful, so it gives a very good setting for a cemetery.
You know, a lot of people, I think, well, and a lot of cemeteries are full. There is no space, and especially some of the more beautiful cemeteries. Not yours. There are spaces.
There's lots of space. We have 25 acres of developed land and then 10 acres of undeveloped land. And a lot of times, because of the layout and the way we take care of things, sometimes people assume that it is full, which isn't the case at all. We have, we'll be around probably selling for 300 to 500 years. I mean, we've got a lot of growth in our future. So
we were talking, and I do think it's true that some people don't like to think about it, don't like to talk about it, but boy, both my mother and father-in-law informed my husband and I about 10 to 15 years ago that they have everything taken care of for their funerals. They basically, you know, they know where they're going to be buried, the service is planned, everything is planned, and I have to tell you, it is a huge stress reliever for all of the family members, you know, and for them. They know where they're going to be. We know where they're going to be. The expenses are taken care of. You're all about pre-planning, and you help with that. You do that.
Yes, that's a big part, and that's what we really encourage. And pre-planning doesn't always mean pre-purchasing. I really stress with people to get things taken care of ahead of time. It keeps your family together rather than breaking them apart. And that's certainly what you don't want to have happen at your funeral, is all of a sudden there's a discussion about finances and who's going to pay for what and how's it going to be taken care of, and do they want to be cremated, do they want a traditional burial. All of those decisions have to be made, and death is a very stressful time to begin with. And now, all of a sudden, you have all of these decisions to be made in 48 to 72 hours, and actually less time than that. And it's really time you want to be spending with your family rather than, I'll say, spending with me. So trying to get things worked out ahead of time, it's really, that's what we really encourage people to do. And again, they don't have to pre-buy, but pre-plan. They can get it all worked out and have everything written for their family as to what the needs are and the costs and everything taken care of. And that's relieving them of a huge burden when someone passes away.
All right, St. Joseph Cemetery, and you can get a hold of Frank, and he'll help you out. Thanks so much. Appreciate it.
Thank you for having me.